Welcome to another episode of 9 to 5 Mac Weekly, where this might be the last video we shoot in 4K. I'm your host, Miles Somerville, and we got some huge late-term leaks straight from a reliable source regarding the iPhone 12, the October event, products that are coming, products that are not coming next week, a bunch of stuff. And if all of these leaks are to be true, then the iPhone 12 lineup in the October 13th event is going to be a lot more interesting than we thought. A big thanks to Declutter for sponsoring 9 to 5 Mac on YouTube. With the new iPhones on the way, the value of the current generation models are going to drop, and on average, iPhones lose about 40% of their value after the launch of a new model. Declutter offers a really simple and safe way for you to sell your tech, including iPhones. Just tell Declutter what you'd like to sell, and then you can ship your devices out for free to be traded in. And instead of getting credit for your iPhone, Declutter pays in cash, and up to 33% more than carrier buyback programs. Phones sold to Declutter are repaired, refurbished, and then given a new home, which helps in reducing a lot of e-waste. Declutter is offering a 28-day price lock guarantee for iPhone trade-ins right now, and you can get an extra 10% when you trade in any device with the code 9to5Mac. Thanks again to Declutter for sponsoring 9 to 5 Mac on YouTube. So overnight, while I was catching some Z's, Kang the Conqueror posted some major Apple leaks last night. And Kang is a pretty well-known Apple leaker. He's got about a 97% accuracy. So if Kang's saying something, more than likely it's true. And I figured we could kind of go through this leak dump together. So overnight, Kang posted a bunch of stuff on Weibo offering a lot of insight on the potential pricing and availability options for the iPhone 12 lineup. So Kang says that the iPhone 12's lineup is going to start at $699 for the 5.4-inch iPhone 12 mini, and that this model is going to be available in black, white, red, blue, and green. Now, other than the red color, that does line up with what we talked about in last week's episode, because we speculated that the iPhone 12 lineup would follow the iPad Air 4's color scheme as far as the standard 12s, not the Pros. Those are going to have different colors. But yeah, the iPad Air 4's got a new blue and green color, so it doesn't say specifically what kind of blue and green these would be, but I'm almost willing to bet it's going to essentially be the same as what we've got on the iPad Air 4. And it looks like this time around we'll be getting the same storage options, so 64, 128, and 256 gigs of storage, which is plenty fine. The 6.1-inch iPhone 12 will start at $799 according to the report, and will offer the same color and storage options as the Mini. Now, the $699 report is unlike what we've heard as far as the iPhone 12 Mini, because we heard rumors of that phone starting at $649. So we'll just have to see next week what that price ends up being. As for the 12 Pro lineup, Kang is saying that the 6.1-inch Pro will start at $999 and the 6.7-inch Pro will start at $1099 respectively, and this is pretty much what we expected. As far as colors, Kang says there will be a gold, silver, graphite, and a blue color options. We've heard about the blue numerous times before, but that graphite is kind of new. And this time around, we'll be getting 128, 256 gig, and 512 gigabyte storage options, which is much more appropriate for the price point, I think. Now back to that color option though. That graphite sounds kind of interesting, and I wonder if that's gonna actually be like a new color, or if that's essentially just gonna be their rebranded space gray, specifically for the 12 Pro lineup, just to make you feel like they're offering new colors. We'll just have to see. Kang also gave us some leaked info on what to expect as far as improvements on the 12 Pro model. So apparently the cameras are going to bring huge improvements to the Smart HDR, Deep Fusion, and Night Mode, which is all nice to see. And this time around, the Max variant, the Pro Max variant, will have a 47% larger sensor than on the standard 12 Pro model, which is definitely a first for Apple. This is the first time that Apple's kind of given something to the Max to differentiate it or make it slightly better than the standard 12 Pro model. They've never done that before, outside of just making it a larger phone. So it's good to see that you're getting something else for that extra $100 other than just the size increase. And we've got some other really interesting tidbits regarding the entire iPhone 12 lineup. So apparently we're getting Dolby Vision video recording on all 4 iPhone models. That's definitely a weird one. I didn't expect that to show up, but I'll be interested to see how that works on the iPhones. There's going to be a smart data mode that allocates 4G or 5G data according to the application bandwidth, which is interesting, but I think that should definitely help with the battery life a lot. And then apparently we're getting Super Retina XDR displays on all 4 models, which is definitely something I'm here for. And we're getting a new glass technology on the front that apparently increases the durability of the display, utilizing having a ceramic shield front cover, which is interesting. I'll have to see how Apple tries to market that one. So here are all the dates, storage options, availability, color options as far as the iPhone 12 lineup, according to Kang. So firstly, we've got the iPhone 12 mini. That's going to come in black, white, red, blue, and green. Like I said earlier, have 64, 128, and 256 gigs of storage. It's going to have that dual camera lens setup, and pre-orders are going to start on the 6th or 7th of November, with them being available on the 13th or 14th of November, and starting at $699. The 6.1-inch iPhone 12 is going to have the same color options as the mini, have the same storage options as the mini, the dual camera lens setup, Dolby Vision video recording, but they said that should be on the mini as well. And pre-orders are going to start on the 16th or 17th, with them being available on the 23rd or 24th. So it sounds like this 6.1-inch iPhone is going to be definitely the first one to hit shelves. The iPhone 12 Pro is going to come in gold, silver, graphite, and blue. Going to have a wide angle, ultra wide angle, and a telephoto lens in addition to that new LiDAR scanner. Dolby video recording. Pre-orders are going to start on the 16th and 17th, with the phone being available on the 23rd and 24th. 128, 256, and 512 gigabyte storage options, with the phone starting at $999. That's also interesting because we heard that the Pros might not be coming till like November, but I guess that's just going to be the Max at this point. And then with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, it's going to have the same color options as the regular Pro. It's going to have a wide angle, ultra wide angle, a telephoto lens, plus the LiDAR scanner, with a new and slightly better sensor than on the standard 12 Pro model. It's going to have Dolby Vision video recording, and pre-orders are going to start on the 13th or 14th, with them being available on the 20th or 21st of November, with a starting price point of $1099 and the same storage options as the 12 Pro. That's definitely interesting. Also kind of bumming me out because, of course, the 12 Pro Max is kind of the model I want the most, but seems like we're going to have to wait a little while for it. But that's not all. There have been many reports this year that Apple's working on a smaller and more affordable HomePod mini to be released sometime this year. And according to Kang, it sounds like we should be seeing this HomePod mini next week. This is basically a lesser expensive, smaller HomePod, something for Apple to try to introduce, to try to revitalize the brand, so to speak, because the HomePod was kind of a fail. It's rumored to have a size of just 3.3 inches and be powered by the Apple S5 processor, which is the same processor powering the Apple Watch Series 5 and the Apple Watch SE, and have a starting price point of $99. So yeah, it sounds like we should be seeing this next week. John Prosser also said that we should be seeing the HomePod mini at this event, so it sounds like it's coming. And I think this is probably the best way for Apple to try to revitalize the brand, come out with a much less expensive model to try to get really people into it. Kang is saying that while the HomePod is going to be announced this upcoming week, it's not going to be available for pre-order until the 6th of November, with it being fully available around mid-November, which is definitely later than I expected, given that they're announcing it this upcoming week. But I don't think anyone's necessarily begging for a new HomePod. I'm definitely not. But that's not all. While AirPod Studio mass production had said to have already been started, it sounds like we won't be getting them next week as they're just not ready yet. According to John Prosser, the models that leaked recently were of a higher end aluminum or metal variant that's going to cost around $600, which is a lot of scratch. And apparently there's going to be a cheaper sport variant that's going to cost around $350 and use lower end materials, which lines up with what we talked about in the previous video. But yeah, it sounds like no AirPod Studios next week. There's no like specific reason why he's saying they're not ready yet, but I'm pretty bummed out about it. But that's not all. We got another report from Prosser claiming that Apple AirTags have been pushed all the way back to March of 2021, which is a big surprise. And as far as the reason why, we don't know. He didn't really provide one. And it doesn't make much sense to me personally. I'm not gonna lie. This one just doesn't sit right. It seems like we were so close, and now they're gonna push them all the way back to March. Like, what would be the cause for that? I'd say just wait until next week for that one, because that one just seems odd. Something seems off with that one. I don't have any evidence suggesting that we will see this next week, but I think let's just hold on with the AirTags. But that's not all. So in the most ambitious crossover event possibly in tech history, Kang the Conqueror and Love to Dream both came out with info claiming that Apple's planning on revitalizing MagSafe. But for the iPhone, yes, you heard that right. They might be bringing back MagSafe, but for the iPhone. According to Kang and Love to Dream, Apple's planning on releasing 2 chargers to be released alongside the new iPhone 12s. These are going to be a MagSafe and MagSafe Duo charger. They didn't really provide specific info on how exactly it'll work or what they'll exactly look like, but it seems like there's going to be one meant to charge one device, that's the MagSafe charger, and then the Duo is going to be meant to charge 2 devices. And they also claim that they're going to offer up to 15 watts of power, which, I mean, that's okay when you have phones like, we heard that the OnePlus 8T is going to, support up to nearly 65 watts fast charging. That's pretty crazy, but 15's okay. All this makes sense because a while back we saw some leaked photos of an iPhone 12 housing with some sort of ring magnet on the inside, and I think that's what this could be for. I think this might be Apple's solution, or maybe temporary solution to AirPower and the way that whole thing failed. And this could be how they introduce an entire new wave of proprietary charging tech that they charge ridiculous amounts of money for, and then license out to other companies for even more money. Apple. A while back we reported on a video on what could potentially be a new magnetic wireless charger from Apple, and it could be for this MagSafe. We didn't know at the time that Apple's planning on revitalizing MagSafe. That wasn't a rumor at the time, but it seems like that's what this could be for. And when looking at the video, it definitely looks like an Apple product. Whether that's what the final thing ends up looking like, I don't know, but we'll just have to see. So right as I'm trying to edit and get this video out, more news dropped this morning. So according to Mark Gurman from Bloomberg, apparently, and this is something that we've speculated many times here in 9to5Mac Weekly, apparently the first ARM Mac is going to launch as a part of a separate event happening in November. Like I said, this is something we talked about many times before, but it's glad to know that it's seemingly confirmed that that's what's going on next month. We are assuming that this first ARM Mac is going to feature the A14 processor. It's going to be that 12-core processor that's boasting some really strong numbers based on what we've seen from the iPad Air 4. So yeah, we're going to have more details on this in the coming weeks, but yeah, Macs in November. But that's pretty much it for this one. I was definitely not expecting to make this video today, but it's good that we know these things a little bit early, I guess, but we're only days away from the official iPhone 12 launch event. So make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified when we upload a new video, because we're going to have all the info when everything is officially dropped. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks again to Declutter for sponsoring 9to5Mac on YouTube. With the new iPhones on the way, the value of the current generation models are going to drop, and on average, iPhones lose about 40% of their value after the launch of a new model. Declutter offers a really simple and safe way for you to sell your tech, including iPhones. Just tell Declutter what you'd like to sell, and then you can ship your devices out for free to be traded in. And instead of getting credit for your iPhone, Declutter pays in cash, and up to 33% more than carrier buyback programs. Phones sold to Declutter are repaired, refurbished, and then given a new home, which helps in reducing a lot of e-waste. Declutter is offering a 28-day price lock guarantee for iPhone trade-ins right now, and you can get an extra 10% when you trade in any device with the code 9to5Mac. Thanks again to Declutter for sponsoring 9to5Mac on YouTube.